Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here. Welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. Today, I'm grateful for the moments in life when I realized that what I thought I knew was just the surface. And the deeper I went, the more I truly understood. Have you ever had somebody confidently explain something to you only to realize they had no idea what they were talking about? They might sound like they know it, but when it's time to take action, they fall apart. And that's exactly what happened in last week's story, whether we realize it or not. The chauffeur moment. I wanted to think about quick recap. Einstein had heard his speech so many times that he could recite it word for word. So one day they switched places, and Einstein dressed as the chauffeur, and the chauffeur gave the lecture. And everything went fine until someone asked a deep question. And the fake Einstein replied brilliantly, "Oh, that's such a simple question. Even my chauffeur can answer it." And the chauffeur, Einstein, who was still disguised, stepped up and gave the answer. So, what's the lesson? Who we surround ourselves with shapes us. And that's why we introduced last week the term chauffeur moment. Chauffeur moment. It's a quick way to check. Am I surrounding myself with people who elevate me or just people who can repeat the words without the wisdom? Today, I want to go a little bit deeper. And the question is, what if Einstein hadn't been there? And the chauffeur's just standing up there. What if the chauffeur had been standing alone, expected to answer something he had only memorized, but he truly did not understand it? The room would have gone silent, he would have been exposed, and no clever comeback could have saved him. And the reality is, really, when you think about it, too many people live their lives hoping Einstein's in the room when they get the tough questions. They talk about leadership, character, gratitude, but when life asks the hard questions, are they able to stand on their own? Or do they crumble under the weight of words they never really lived? You see, it's one thing to hear a lesson, it's another thing to live it. Think about this. Have you ever read a book, maybe a self-help book, the scriptures, something powerful, and then months or years later, you read it again and you thought, wait, was this in here last time? How did I miss this? The thing is, the words haven't changed. You changed. Your experiences shaped you. And suddenly, when what once seemed like just another sentence, it now holds some deep meaning for you. And I think that's the difference between memorization and mastery. The chauffeur knew the words, but he didn't own the knowledge. And I think most people think that learning is just a straight line. You learn something, then you know it forever. But in reality, learning is layered. In Texas, they have a saying for someone who talks big but can't back it up: all hat and no cattle. It's easy to talk about leadership, gratitude, making an impact, but when life throws a tough question at you, when you face adversity, criticism, or real challenge, can you answer it with action? Or do you realize in that moment that you were just wearing a hat? So here's my challenge for the week. Let's pick one area of our life, whether it's work, family, faith, health. I get to work on this too, right along with you. And let's do a chauffeur test. Let's ask ourselves, am I just talking about this or am I really living it? If someone was able to look into my actions, would they see depth or just words? And here's something profound. The difference between knowledge and wisdom is motion. Memorized knowledge stays still. It's just words. Wisdom moves. It grows as we live, reflect, and how we apply new experiences. You see, the chauffeur knew the words, but Einstein had walked the path. That's why when the tough question came, only one of them could give the answer. Wisdom. Wisdom is not a destination, it's a journey. And if we ever think we've arrived, we stop learning. And the moment we stop learning, we stop thriving. So let's not be all hat and no cattle. Don't settle for being a chauffeur when you have the potential to be Einstein. Keep layering your learning, keep shaping your wisdom, and keep making choices that prove you're living what you believe. Now let's make this week let's go bigger. Begin in gratitude and then ripple out. Make life meaningful. We'll talk next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.